Owie. Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. My needle drops. It's time for a question, statement, comment thing. Hipster. You know the word? I know the word. And I've received a few passionate comments asking me what I think about the word itself, its usage, and the culture of people it describes. Now, even though the term hipster describes something very specific, even a counterculture of people that dates back to the 1940s, that actually philosophically has a lot in common with the modern hipster, these days, I would say the term is used pretty liberally. Even though you can use a quick Google search and find an encyclopedic definition of the modern hipster, with bullet points talking about a huge emphasis on authenticity, a carefree attitude or lifestyle, and a certain kind of fashion and love of underground music. But your average person using the word hipster is not going back to one of these dictionary definitions to double check what exactly it means before they use the word. Instead, when I hear somebody say the word hipster to me, to someone else, whether it's online or in person, it's an insult. It's a cultural slur. And I feel a bit bad for the kind of person that uses that word in this way, because the sentiments behind a usage like that is usually pretty nasty. And in most cases, when somebody uses the word hipster maliciously, it's to delegitimize the said hipster's preferences in clothing, music, or lifestyle. Making fun of somebody and putting a label on them just for liking a certain kind of music in a very malicious way is kind of stupid to me, especially since when you do some light research, it's very easy to find information showing that someone's preferences in music has so much to do with their race, their age, where they come from, their gender, their genetic makeup in general. And shitting on someone's taste with a one-size-fits-all label, to me, usually says more about the insulter than it does the person who's being insulted. Because usually, the word hipster is thrown as an insult at someone who is enjoying something the insulter can't appreciate, understand, or derive joy from. And the greatest irony in the use of the word hipster, and hipsters love irony, the usage of the word hipster, especially in a negative light, is limited mostly to people who would most likely be considered hipsters by those who thrive more off of a mainstream culture. Meaning that what is a hipster is relative. Everybody, including you, is somebody else's hipster. And, you know, when you insult somebody for thriving within the same web of underground culture that you do, you're just kind of shitting where you eat. And that's not a good thing. You're making things a lot more negative, you're alienating people, you're just kind of being a jerk. Moral of the story: don't try and trick yourself into thinking that you can just label somebody as a punk, a metalhead, a hippie, a hipster, whatever, and then just cast what they value aside as being worthless. You may have had a bad experience with a metal snob or a hip-hop elitist or some shallow hipster, but it doesn't mean everyone in that subculture is like that. Come on. Don't be stupid. And that's it. I'm sure many of you have used the word hipster negatively before, and believe me, it's okay. The world is not going to end. Everything's cool. Let's just learn from this. It's now the time for healing. Let's realize the real deal, be ourselves, and concentrate on just being the best people we can be. Sound cool to you? Sounds cool to me. Have a nice day. Anthony Fantano, The Needle Drop, Hipsters, forever.